Welcome back, Sunday Society, for another and last episode of Taking Back Sunday.
Ugh.
Not last episode of Taking Back Sunday, sorry. Last episode of our Karen battle.
Yes, thank goodness.
Thank God.
Karens are
We have
a thing of the past
whew,
after this.
had
We're taking a
too many Karens.
solid break from these Karens.
We have come up, so we have had 14 weeks, and we've each shared 2 stories, which is 4 stories. 14 weeks of 4 stories a week.
It's 56.
It's 56 Karens. Thank you.
You're welcome.
56
well,
weeks.
technically
or
55 Karens because one of them was a 2-parter.
That's true. 55 Karens this summer.
There are podcasts that only read these stories, and it's like,
Crazy.
woo! So, is there anything we need to update anybody on?
School started. Things are great. I hope everybody's having a great time.
Yes.
With school
August is
being
over.
back, and summer's ending.
Yeah, routines are back.
Yeah,
It's
I
always
enjoy
fun.
summertime. I enjoy the longer days,
Mm-hmm.
but my
It's a
grocery
lot.
bill does not enjoy my
That's
kids
true.
being home.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah.
Because it's like, listen, I know you didn't eat 57 snacks at school.
Yeah.
I know that you were hungry all day at school. So, all right. Well, let's jump into it.
Yeah.
What you got?
Oh no,
You
we're gonna
did.
do
I
the
just-
I'm Hannah.
Yeah, I guess we should tell them who we are.
Yeah. Well, we're not gonna say I'm Hannah.
No,
we're
you'll
Bianca, but
go ahead.
yeah. So, anything new with you? Anything exciting?
No, school started.
Yeah.
August is over. Today is the last day of August. Tomorrow is September 1st, and I am ready.
1 month, girl.
I know. Have we talked about it?
I don't think so.
Let's talk about it. So, October 1st, we are going to the East Coast.
So
We're
excited.
going bi-coastal. No, we're not, because
Taking Back Sunday
yeah.
takes back Niagara Falls, Massachusetts,
all the places. So
Boston.
I have a work conference.
Boston's in Massachusetts, actually.
Yeah. That's fine.
Salem.
Salem for sure. I'm so excited.
New York.
New York.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Yeah. I have a work conference in New Hampshire, and I took some time off beforehand. We're going to go out. We're going to see all the things. We're going to meet Jenna, who I've worked with for 3 years, and I've never met face to face.
I'm going to meet Jenna,
I'm
who
so
I don't
excited.
know. But I've heard a
It's
lot
so much
about.
fun.
I have heard a lot about Jenna.
Yes.
I feel like I know her.
And Jenna's same to you. Like,
Yeah.
she knows, she's heard so much about you. She basically knows you too.
We're going to do some spooky stuff.
We're gonna go. Yeah, we might go to see Amityville. Like, the
Sorry
house.
to the people that own it that don't like people driving
Yeah,
by. That's
sorry.
going to be us.
I might snag a quick picture of your house. I'm so sorry. Come for me in the comments if you want. I really don't care. And then we're gonna drive up the coast to Salem, stay in Salem, drive to Niagara, stay in Niagara. We got our passports. So we're gonna go to Canada, the Great
Yes.
White North. We're taking it international, baby.
Yeah.
And then drive back and stay in Vermont and do like foliage, look at the foliage, get the vibes of
gonna
New
be great.
England in the fall. Like, great. Then
It's
we're going
gonna
to
be
drive through
amazing.
Maine and end up back in New Hampshire for this conference, fly home out of Boston. And woo, it's going to be exhausting, but it's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
I'm
Bianca's going to have to go to a conference and I'm going to like
just
chill
chill.
and sleep
Yeah.
and recover from all the driving.
Yeah. And I'm going to be like, how can I help you today? But it's totally worth it. I'm so excited.
Yeah, no, really, really excited. I think it's going to be great. My kids are really salty that they're not going, but you
Yeah.
know, I just took them on an amazing vacation for Christmas. So come on.
Yes. And you're just getting back from an amazing birthday present for Brinley.
Yeah, Benson Boone in Chicago. It was great.
It was amazing.
Back flips, front flips, all the flips.
One right after the other. Sorry. If any Chicago fans, there's that part. Back, front, back flips, front flips, side flips. One right after the other.
Yes.
Or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
When, oh my gosh, what is her name? Velma Kelly.
Lots of road trips for me in the
Yes.
short amount
Yes.
of time.
I was talking about the musical Chicago.
Yes.
Okay. I was like, wait, you're going to
Yes.
Chicago. I was talking
Yeah, I knew what you meant.
stream of consciousness,
Yes.
you guys. Anyway, squirrel.
So yeah.
So you are going to have a lot of road trips. You got a lot of buckets to check off this year.
Yeah,
It's
lots
exciting.
of things. So, and you know, Corbin got a trip, Brinley got a trip, Adeline was able to come on the trip. which we didn't think was going to happen, but ended up working out. And so, yeah, just,
Perfect.
yeah. But anyway, let's get into it. Week 13. So grab your,
Week 14.
oh, sorry. So Week 14. So grab your coffee, get comfy, and let's take back Sunday. All right, what you got, Bianca?
All right, Karen demands my seat, insisting she'd, quote, reserved it. Okay.
Reserved a seat.
Reserved a seat. I have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. I apologize if I'm not. Which is a genetic disorder affecting collagen. Among many other symptoms, it tends to make people look significantly younger than we are. So although I'm 32 years old, I'm often mistaken for being a teenager. I dress in a very goth punk style, which I'm sure probably adds to that. EDS often causes something called postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, which I've heard of this. It's called POTS. Like, that's just what it's called, which in simple terms means that being upright causes my heart rate to increase and my blood pressure to decrease. And the longer I'm standing, the worse it gets. If I'm standing for too long, I black out. I take medication that helps a lot, but I've had to stop taking it in order to get the Rona vaccine. I love that the Rona. Anyway, so my heart and blood pressure are completely uncontrolled at the moment.
Oh,
yeah. I had just arrived at my local shopping mall and got hit with a wave of dizziness, which is a surefire sign that I need to sit down before I fall down. There were 3 armchairs together for customers to use, and I sat down in one that had an abandoned, empty shopping trolley next to it. The other 2 seats were occupied. I assume that they're in a different country because they said trolley and not shopping cart. So anyway, I checked my numbers with the blood pressure monitor I carry with me, and they were pretty bad. Blood pressure of 105/68 and heart rate of 138. That's a high heart rate. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I downed a few salt tablets and started scrolling through Reddit on my phone while I waited for things to improve. About 2 minutes later, the wild Karen appeared.
Oh, Lord.
In parentheses, edited to add. Karen matched the stereotype in every conceivable way and looked to be about 45 to 50 years old.
Okay.
She marched over and barked at me to get out of her seat, claiming she'd clearly left her trolley next to it to reserve it. I told her the seats are there for everyone's use, and people leave empty trolleys all over the shopping center, so that really didn't mean anything. During previous, right? I mean, it's empty. During previous disputes about seating, I've sometimes told people I couldn't move away because of my blood pressure heart rate condition, but it's never seemed to help the situation, and it's none of their business, so I don't tend to mention it unless it's genuinely necessary.
Yeah. And honestly, like, you didn't have anything, which you wouldn't want to leave your belongings in a chair.
Right.
But, like, people abandon ship all the time on carts.
Yeah, girl. Yeah. I mean, you never know when that diarrhea is going to hit, and you're like, I gotta go.
Yes.
You gotta leave that trolley there or that shopping cart.
Girl,
and you're like,
I have been at Walmart because that's what we have by us.
Yeah,
Walmart.
yeah.
So I've been at Walmart before and like went to the back and like had a whole shopping cart of stuff and like pushed it like I gotta go to the bathroom, but like please don't take my stuff.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to do this all over again.
Yep. I've done it to where I've had to like leave. Like things have been bad.
Okay.
Karen, hand on hip, said she didn't ask for my idiot opinions and that when an adult tells me to jump, the only acceptable response is, how high? No, it's not. Even if she was a teenager.
Excuse me.
Yeah. I stand on that. Even if she were a teenager, you don't owe a random adult anything if they're telling you to get out of their chair at a public shopping mall.
Excuse me, man?
Excuse me? Yeah. Go
sit and serve.
Go sit and serve. Find something safe to do, Karen, because this ain't it. Okay. I laughed and said, lady, I'm 32 years old and I don't answer to you. Leave me the hell alone. She scoffed and said, BS, don't you dare lie to me. Where the bloody hell are your parents? I said,
I would have been like, and this is where I'm going to get my ID out because I'm that petty. You don't need to know, but I'm going to make sure you know how old I am.
You know that like trending sound that it's like, I bet you're wondering how we got here.
Yep.
This is what's queuing in my head right now. I said, that's none of her business and stop harassing me because I'm not moving. As I was saying this, an older man vacated one of the other armchairs with a groan and an eye roll. You and me both, mate. So I gestured to it and said, "There you go, Karen. There's a free seat right there. Happy now?" Shocker, I bet she's not happy.
Yeah, I was going to say.
What a turn of events. Karen folded her arms and, with an entirely misplaced air of superiority, said, "That's your seat. This one is mine, and you are going to move, young lady."
Like, what are you going to do?
Right.
Put your hands
Sit
on me?
Like,
Mistake.
sheesh. Entirely done with her crap, I laughed and said a simple no, going back to my phone. Because, listen, this is me talking. At this point, you could move. If things would have been nicer, maybe she could have moved. But no. Anyway, at this point, she pretty much lost it. She shouted, "Get your fat A out of my effing chair." Literally. And kicked the side of the seat hard enough to make me jump. Yeah. As I responded...
Heck no.
Right. As I responded with a stunned, "Wow, you're legitimately crazy, aren't you?" A member of the cleaning staff took notice and came over. "Well, yeah, she freaking kicked the chair." I'd be like, "Listen, lady, those ain't cheap." She told Karen to calm down and asked me if I needed her to call security. I was going to say yes, please, but Karen jumped in and snapped, "Please do." And then to me, "I would love to see security drag you out by your ear." He must have been nearby because a security guard quickly appeared and asked me what the problem was. Of course, Karen again jumped in and started telling him that, quote, "this stroppy little brat," I'm not sure what stroppy means in slang, but we'll Google it, I guess, had, quote, pushed her out of her seat and, quote, stolen it from her.
Pushed her?
Yeah.
Where's the other person that was sitting in the other seat?
And how it was
we have witnesses.
Bring in the tapes. Bring in the tapes. And how it was clearly hers because that's my trolley right there. The security guard turned to me and asked if that was what happened. I said, "Actually, like I told her, I'm 32 years old, and she didn't show up until after I'd sat down. She said she'd reserved the seat, and I told her that's not how it works. She's been harassing me to get me to move, and your colleague here saw her shouting and kicking the chair." Karen gasped with an accusational pointed finger. "You lying little biatch."
Okay.
But the cleaner backed me up. The security guard calmly told Karen that she can't claim or reserve seats she's not using.
That's not how that works.
No,
Yeah.
and that if she wanted to sit down, there are now 2 free seats right over there.
The other person was like,
The
"Bye."
third person left also. Yeah. Karen went red in the face.
They didn't want no part of it.
No, they're like, "We don't want the smoke. We're out of here." Karen went red in the face and barked back, "Listen here, you will make her move or I will be having words with your manager." The security guard sighed and told Karen that she had 2 options. Either she could walk away now, leave me alone, and be allowed to get on with her day, or he would be escorting her out of the shopping mall. Surprisingly, Karen actually went with a third option.
Oh my gosh.
She scoffed and stammered and eventually opted to shout how uneffing believable this all was, that she was going to get the center management's office to get the security guard and the cleaner fired right effing now, and stormed off without her empty trolley, of course. The security guard let her leave, and unfortunately, I don't know what happened with her after that point. The security guard apologized to me for her behavior, and I told him it wasn't his fault, and that I was sorry that he and the cleaner had to deal with crap like that. He excused himself, saying he should probably follow her to make sure she made it to the center management's office without further incidents along the way. And I chatted with the cleaner a bit about how ridiculous and childish people can be. She told me this was far from the worst or weirdest thing that she'd seen, and that I wouldn't believe the crap some people do, but didn't elaborate. Yeah, I'm sure that's fine. A plus side was that the whole situation had aided in my increasing blood pressure, so I sat there for about another 10 minutes to let my heart rate level out, and then I was able to get back up and carry on with my day. If I see that security guard while I'm at the shops this afternoon, I'll be sure to ask him what happened and update this post. There was not an update. Yeah, that is crazy. Crazy. Right effing now. Just the amount of times that they use the F word in public, like screaming, and it's just
kicking
crazy.
a chair like you're like an imbecile.
Yeah, like a child, a petulant child throwing a tantrum.
Speaking of Karens, I almost forgot. I went to Lamar's today.
Okay.
And I thought I was going to have a Karen next to me. And I was in that place in my mind where I was like, today's my day to shine. I'm going to be on Reddit as the one that takes up for the people and goes after the Karen. It did not go that
It's
way.
my time to shine, baby.
But what happened is that she asked if she could get white icing on the glazed donut. And the guy was like, unfortunately, ma'am, our icing is now cold and, it's not melted anymore, so we can't do that.
Mhm.
And she was like, well, they do it every other time.
Oh, no.
And I was like,
You got the
oh,
good shivers. You're like,
here we
yes,
go.
Yes.
Here we go. I'm about to put her in her place.
Let's go.
One more word, Karen. And the gentleman was really good. He was like, normally earlier on,
Mm-hmm.
it's still out and melted and like warm and we can go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
This was later on. So he was like, it's already in the fridge. It's already put up.
Yeah.
We can't do that. But we do have cake donuts that have white icing. And she was like, no, I'll just take the glazed donuts. And she was done.
Oh,
but I thought for a second, I was like,
the things were going to be
go.
off and popping.
I was like, I'm going to have my own one.
That would have been a fun phone call.
Where I'm the hero. No,
Yes.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding about the hero part. But it didn't happen like that. Okay.
Well, thank goodness, because nobody deserves to have to deal with a Karen, especially on a Sunday.
In a donut shop.
At a Lamar's. Yeah.
Love me some Lamar's.
Good donuts.
All right. This one is called Crazy Karen Attacks Me Over a Toy.
Attacks. Okay.
And Sweet Karma shows up. So.
Sweet Karma. I thought you said sweet caramel. And I'm like, okay, is that a stripper?
I never thought I would run across an actual Karen like those that I read about here. This is from Reddit.
Mm-hmm.
But yesterday I was proved wrong. So wrong. A bit of a backstory. I have a 5-year-old girl that is best friends with my neighbor's daughter who has special needs. The two are inseparable. My wife had bought our daughter a toy a few weeks ago, and as a reward for doing all her chores and being awarded as Student of the Week in her kindergarten class.
Oh, kindergarten!
It's fun. She immediately took it over to the neighbor's house, and the two girls love to play with it. It's one of those toys that comes with accessories, slime, stickers, etc. Well, since then, this particular toy has been featured on a very popular morning talk show and is now pretty hard to find. My daughter's friend's birthday is the day after Thanksgiving and asked if we could buy her best friend the same toy as her gift. We couldn't say no to her request for her best friend. So we started looking online to see if we could find one. After a few days of no luck, one of the very popular, more bougie of the big box stores had some in stock at a store about 30 minutes away.
Target.
Yeah,
Has to be
that's what
Target.
I was thinking. I hit the road and tried to get my hands on one before they were all gone.
Mm-hmm.
This is what happened when I got there, and I still can't believe it happened.
Oh, thank God, because I thought it was going to be the friend's mom that, like, attacked them to take the kid's toy that she already had. I'm so glad that's not where this is going.
Nope.
Okay, phew. Okay, sorry.
I got to the store, grabbed a shopping cart because I was going to grab a couple other things while I was there and walked straight to the toy department. I looked around for a few minutes before I finally saw the toy I was after. Yay! There was only one left, and I grabbed it and put it in my cart. I was so glad I finally found one. I started to walk away to continue shopping when I heard a voice behind me say, excuse me, but that toy was mine. I put it down and was coming right back for it. Do you mind?
You shouldn't have put it down.
Yeah.
So sorry.
Not yours.
That's not how this is going to work. Wait, the birthday's the day after Thanksgiving, so Black Friday?
Probably.
Okay. I'm just trying to set the scene in my head.
Yeah. Do you mind? I replied, oh, I'm sorry. I have been looking for this toy as a gift for a very special little girl, and it was on the shelf, so I'm sorry, but no.
Absolutely. I do mind.
I'm going to buy it.
Yeah, sorry. Not sorry.
She instantly shot daggers at me with her eyes and said, excuse me? I was here first, and I need it more than you. I have a customer that ordered it and needs it now, so please hand it over.
Okay, a customer that ordered it, so you're like Instacart or like DoorDash?
That's when it struck me.
Oh,
She's
sorry.
a reseller and has promised something she did not have. At that point, I didn't realize that, and I was pretty much like, oh, well, that's not my problem, but maybe they have more in the back. You should ask someone that works here.
Yeah, it really isn't her problem.
And went on my way to finish shopping. As I was walking away, she snipped, you're a real jerk, you know that? I sarcastically responded, maybe, but I got what I came for. Have an awesome day. And walked away.
roasted. Oh my gosh. Love it.
I made my way to the laundry detergent aisle and quickly forgot about the woman. A few minutes, and that's the difference between men and women.
I was going to say, I would not have forgotten. So this is a guy?
Yeah, he said I guess I'm assuming. So a few minutes later, as I grabbed some detergent and dryer sheets, I stopped to check what else was on my list. The same woman entered the aisle and quickly said, there you are.
Like, I've been looking for you.
Listen, I asked an employee and they said that there weren't any in the back and they don't know when more are coming in. I would appreciate it if you would do the right thing and just give it back to me before I find a manager and tell them you took it out of my hands. I quickly responded, huh? What are you talking about? This toy was on the shelf and nobody else was around when I picked it up, so please leave me alone. You can't have it, and that's it.
You can't have it.
I tried to walk out of the aisle when this crazy Karen stepped in front of my cart, reached into my cart, and tried to take the toy.
You're kidding.
I quickly pulled the cart back and was like, hey, what's your problem, lady? Get away from me. She tried again, but this time I put my hand on the toy before she could grab it. She then dug her nails into my arm before I smacked her hand away with a loud, WTF, lady, get away from me. This is when the crazy Karen act went into overdrive. She instantly started screaming for help at the top of her lungs. Help! Help!
Oh my
He's attacking me! Help me, somebody!
Help me, somebody.
Naturally, a bunch of people quickly came over to see what was going on, and there I was, a 6'3" man with tattoos and a shaved head and a beard, standing there as she threw herself on the floor. Yes, she actually threw herself on the floor.
Oh my God.
Screaming for help. I thought to myself, this is going to end really badly for me. 2 employees were a couple aisles over and came running. Now there were a few people and the employees looking at this Karen on the ground pleading for help and screaming for someone to call the police. The employee asked what happened while helping her up from the floor, and she immediately lied and said that I attacked her and took her items from her cart. I quickly stated that this crazy lady is lying and she attacked me, then threw herself on the floor to get me in trouble. A manager shows up and asks what happened while Karen is standing there with crocodile tears, saying I assaulted her over her toy. I quickly denied the false accusation and demanded the police be called. Same.
Yeah, run the tape.
Yeah.
Play the tape, baby.
The manager had the police called, and I waited right there. The lady had a crowd of people around her, consoling her, and they were all looking at me like I was some sort of woman beater.
For the love. Well, I mean, honestly, if you weren't there,
you would think
you'd think that that's what happened.
All the while, she is telling everyone around her what a monster I am and that she intends to press full charges against me for
Not
assault.
Full charges. We ain't talking half charges, baby. We're talking full.
After about 10 or 15 minutes, 2 police officers show up and start to ask questions about what happened. I explained what had happened from beginning to end, and she told her twisted fairy tale. The officers asked if the security cameras had a shot of the area. We were escorted to the manager's office, and while one officer reviews the footage with the manager, the other officer asked for our IDs and stepped out of the office, more than likely to do a warrant check, I assume.
Yeah.
This is when Glorious Karma showed up.
I'm so happy that Sweet Caramel is here.
After a couple minutes of the officer reviewing the camera footage and her continued lies about what happened, he asked Karen, ma'am, I'm only going to ask this once. Would you like to change your story about what happened? Yes. I instantly smiled ear to ear.
Mm-hmm. You knew it.
What are you talking about? He attacked me and I want him arrested, said Karen.
My goodness.
The officer responded, ma'am, that's not happening. He then turned to me and asked if I wanted to press charges. And my answer was, yes.
Heck yeah. This is what the kids do. Yes.
Yes.
This is like the thing. I don't know what it means. Hopefully it's nothing bad. Yeah, now I guess it's just.
Karen went pale as a ghost.
Bummer.
She went on a tirade. Just then, the second officer came back into the office, handed me back my ID, whispered something to the other officer, and then asked Karen to stand up. And put her hand behind, and asked her to put her hands behind her back and arrested her for an outstanding felony warrant along with an assault charge.
A felony, Hannah?
What an
God.
awesome outcome.
Thank you, sweet caramel.
Yes.
Oh my
The
gosh.
manager apologized to me for all the trouble as Karen was led out of the office in cuffs. The officer photographed the scratches on my arms for evidence, gave me a copy of the report for court, and wished me the nicest of days. The manager even gave me a $50 gift card that I used to pay for my purchase and went about my merry way. All of this over a toy and self-entitlement.
Love this. Also, what did it say, like how long ago this was by chance?
It does not.
The description of this person is exactly the description of one of the men that I work with. And I could totally see him being this person.
Oh, yeah,
like,
no, it
I'm gonna
does
have to
not
ask
say.
him at work tomorrow, like, were you ever assaulted at a Target by a Karen who dug her nails in you and
that
then wrote
is
about it?
crazy.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I don't understand how people don't understand that there are video cameras everywhere.
Yeah.
Nothing that you do in public is private.
Mm-mm.
Like there's
No. And I
CCTV footage everywhere.
love the videos that people are videoing out in public and they're like, you can't video me. And they're like, yeah, you're in public.
I think I can. Yeah.
Yeah. I can post it to whatever because you're in public. As soon as you walk out of your house or out of a private business onto a public street, you can be videoed.
Yeah.
Which is kind of sucks in some ways, but it is what it is.
Whatever.
The law is the law is the law.
And if you don't like it, get involved.
If you don't like it, I'm sure there's another place where you have a lot less rights. Everybody does.
Yeah. Or be a part of the solution if it's a problem for you.
But yeah, no, I definitely think that that, you know, people are just so entitled, and that's, I would say, 85% of the issues with every single scenario in the last 14 weeks is entitlement.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
At least 85.
Yeah. Not 100%.
100.
All right.
What you got,
my
girl?
Final Karen
Her
story.
last one.
And I picked this for a very specific reason, that this is how I wanted to end. It says, thanks to Reddit, I stood up to an entitled Karen.
Okay.
Disclaimer, I live in Europe and English is not my native language, so my apologies for any mistakes. Honestly, when people put that on there, there's rarely anything wrong with it. So, snaps or whatever for you. Looks like little crab claws. All right. I've been following various communities on Reddit for a few years now. To name a few, the communities are Am I the A-hole, Entitled Parents, and of course, Entitled People, as well as the website Not Always Right. Wondering if people like that really exist or if it was mostly creative writing. I also wondered how I would react if I ever witnessed something like this. Well, now I know. A few weeks ago, on a bright Sunday morning, I was on my way to the zoo with my daughter, 2, and my niece, 5. I stopped by the grocery store for a picnic. I don't know how it is where you live, but here, foods and drinks and amusement parks and other places are far too expensive. No, that's how it is here, too.
Yeah.
I had the girls in the trolley and got in line to the cashier. See, the trolley. All of my stories are international today. The lines were long, but hey, life, right? Yeah. The cashier was doing her thing while chatting with the clients. I was minding my own business, talking with the kids and patiently waiting. Suddenly, I hear shouting and see an irate woman yelling at the poor cashier who was visibly getting more and more upset. The client, an older woman with no distinctive feature, was yelling like a banshee because the cashier dared to wish a good day to the previous client and basically being nice and friendly. And because of that, our dear Karen was running late. Again, it was around 10:30 to 11 on a Sunday morning, FFS. That's when I remembered all those stories. Those poor workers who are basically not allowed to talk back and have to take the abuse, and I decided to intervene. I have a very strong voice that carries loud when I want to. Yes, me too. I asked loud enough for the entire store to hear, "What the hell is your problem? What kind of behavior is that?" I think the Karen was not expecting someone to dare to stop her tirade. She recovered and tried replying. I stopped her and told her that she was the only one holding back the line and that the cashier was doing her job and doing it well. In the meantime, the manager had arrived and replaced the cashier, who was crying, with another worker and came to ask Karen what was going on. Karen starts again. I let her rant for a few seconds and then gave my version of what happened in the most calm and sane voice possible. Let me tell you, Karen was fuming and started complaining again about the cashier being slow because she was chatting nicely with the customers. By then, her groceries were finished being rung up, and the manager asked her to pay and leave. This might not be the best climax compared to all the other stories I've read here, and if you've read so far, I hope that if you also encounter this type of entitlement, you will also remember all these Reddit stories and decide to act. Thanks for reading mine.
I love it.
By the way, if you ever encounter something similar, my significant other gave me the best sentence to use just in case. Well, it's understandable at that age. They don't have much time left to spare. So feel free to use that if you want.
Oh my gosh. So I would go back to I'm really surprised you were comfortable saying that out loud. Remember that?
Yes.
Yes,
I'm surprised you felt comfortable saying that.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. And
I love it.
it reminds me, I feel like this would have been you at the store. Like
Yeah.
if the Lamar's thing would have gone differently.
Yes.
This would have been you. You would have been like, you know what?
I would have been like, excuse me, ma'am.
Have all the seats.
He literally is just doing his job.
Yeah.
He said no, knows the answer.
No means no.
Do you know what that means?
A
No
lot of
means
people
no.
don't.
Yeah.
And that's the problem.
This
Some people just
one
never get told no. Oh gosh.
is long.
Okay, this is our
This
last.
is the final one, you guys.
The final countdown.
I sent a Karen to prison, and this happened maybe 5 years back. So it's been 5 years ago.
Oh my god.
I sent a Karen to prison. So let's see why. It's
I'm
long.
so excited.
It is long. Bear with me because it is good.
Okay, buckling up.
All right. Hold on to your britches.
Hold on to your britches. Put that on a t-shirt.
I am a mailman,
Okay.
and my route consists of a single stop with 65 community boxes for a large gated community of 800 houses.
So one stop. He
Yeah.
has one stop with all those. Okay.
Each community box has 8 to 16 mailboxes in it, 1 to
Oof.
2 lockers for the parcels, and an outgoing mail slot. Each box has a master lock that opens the entire front of the box so that I can access all the mailboxes inside of it without having to open all of them individually. The boxes are set up in 4 rows. It takes me about an hour to deliver to each row. I'm paid by salary, not hourly. So the faster I get it done, the more per hour I get paid, which is
Sure.
a great incentive to find ways to cut time out of my day. One way I do this is I will split the mail into 4 sections, 1 for each row of boxes, instead of bundling mail for each box individually. I then open all the boxes on that row, so you know the type.
Oh god.
I don't know if we should say this. Slightly overweight, beach blonde bob cut pantsuit. Shoes that probably cost more than my mortgage payment. Should I take out the slightly overweight part?
I think so. But we know. Big back, bleach, blonde back, having ass. I don't know.
I was thinking the same. Beach blonde, butch body built, body, whatever.
Something. Do what now? What now?
Okay. I'll take out the slightly overweight part. I was like,
gosh.
this is a man. This is a man.
This a male man. Okay.
So you know the type. Bleach blonde bob cut, pantsuit, shoes that probably cost more than my mortgage payment. She walks right up to me as I'm just about to start to unload everything from my mail truck and demands to know which mailbox is hers. Doesn't tell me her name, doesn't tell me her address, just walks up and demands to know which mailbox is hers.
Wouldn't she know that?
All right? That's what I'm thinking. You might be wondering how she could possibly not know.
Oh, I need to just shut up.
When there's 800 mailboxes and 65 community boxes, it can be a little daunting to figure out which box is yours when you first move in.
Sure. Okay. That tracks.
So in this situation, there's a few questions I need to ask to best figure out how to help someone. So I started with, have you received a set of mail keys yet? To which she replied, I don't see how that is any of your business.
The mailman?
Yeah.
Okay.
I explained to her that I needed to know if she had her keys yet, so I knew if I needed to grab my lock change kit and swap out the lock so I could hand her a new set of keys. She says that yes, she has her keys. Meanwhile, her son, probably 8 to 10 years old, is starting to pick through the mail I have already unloaded.
Ooh.
I have
bad.
kids. I know how to talk to kids. I told him that he needed to stop playing with the mail. Not loud, not mean, but firm.
Yeah.
Karen absolutely exploded over this. She started screaming about how I had no right to order her son around like that. When she finally yelled herself out, I told her that what that boy was doing was called tampering with the mail.
Yeah, that's a federal offense, friends.
That is a felony. And as his legal guardian, she would be held responsible if he didn't stop. She made a token get away from there comment to her kid and moved off to play on the grass nearby.
Okay.
So, I got all of her info. I showed her which box was hers. It was in the last row, so I wouldn't be getting to it for a few hours.
Oh.
She opened it and found all the mail that had come for her before she got her keys. She flipped through it to make sure it was all hers. I kept meticulous track of who lives where and who has moved out. Probably so he doesn't have any issues with the mail. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'd been pulling and forwarding all the mail from the previous owner and delivering anything with a name I didn't recognize for a couple of weeks. I typically don't start delivering the weekly ads to boxes until someone has picked up their mail for the first time. This person is very thoughtful.
Yeah. Thorough. Like, this
Mhm.
person loves their job. Like, that's someone who's passionate.
Yeah,
about the mail.
because he says because those ads can pile up.
Yeah.
She saw that there were no ads and flipped out, accusing me of stealing her mail and telling me she was going to drag my postmaster down there and get me fired.
Good luck, lady. This dude sounds like he is the postmaster.
It was, in fact, our postmaster who had trained me when I first started.
Jesus.
He was a carrier then. He was the one who told me that. And he tells all the new carriers to do this to this day.
Thoughtful. It's thoughtful.
I asked if she would like his phone number, and she started yelling at me for being a smart butt. As she was doing that, her son started poking around in the mail again. Since this was his second warning, I was a lot sharper when I told him to get away from it this time, and he started crying.
Oh,
like,
geez.
This 10-year-old kid is crying like a 4-year-old.
He's probably never been told no before.
Yeah, talk about spoiled. Yeah, 10-year-olds cry, but not like that. This is like a, hey, I told you to get away from that. I expect kids that old to not react that way.
To just be like, oh, whatever, old man.
Yeah.
Like, walk away or something.
Or like, okay, you're serious.
Yeah.
How dare you yell at my baby? Don't you know who I am? Karen screamed at me and then slapped me across the face. What?
Physical violence?
That's why she went to prison. Okay.
I thought she was going to go for the tampering of the mail.
I've been hit before, but that one caught me by surprise.
He's been hit before? What are our mailmen and mail women going through, you guys?
He said, but that one caught me by such a surprise, I saw stars. So she hit him hard.
She cleaned his clock.
I didn't think that was actually a thing until then.
Oh my
like
goodness.
Seeing stars. I've seen stars.
I don't think I have them
right.
hit.
One time before I had a seizure, it was like stars.
Oh, yeah.
Like oxygen thing.
Gotcha.
Anyway, I was taught to never hit a woman, so I restrained myself. But bro, like women, you cannot hit men and then not expect them to like defend themselves. Anyway, done.
Fafo.
Mm-hmm. So I restrained myself, but told her that if she did that again, I was going to have to call the police and I would be pressing assault charges and that her boy needed to get away from the mail.
If she did it again?
Yeah, like you don't get a second pass.
Do not collect. No. Do not pass go, honey.
She then told me that if I called the police, she would tell them that I tried to do something considered SA to her. I was like, whatever, have a nice day, lady, as sarcastically as humanly possible. She just stood there.
Oh my God.
And I was like, what? And she said, what about today's mail? I told her all of my rules and that I wouldn't be getting to her box for a few hours. She looked at me like she was going to lose it again, but just walked off in a frustrated huff. She didn't go far, though. She walked over a ways away from the mailboxes and stood there like she was going to wait 3 hours for me to get her mail.
Oh my gosh.
Just out of sheer spite or something.
She probably thought that it would make him go faster or like skip and like do it.
I was like, whatever, and I went back to unloading. I opened all the boxes on the first row and started to deliver. Her kid came over for a closer look, and that was fine as long as he stays back and keeps his hands to himself. Kids are curious and often surprised by how the community boxes open up and want a closer look. Mm-hmm. I told him he could watch, but he needed to stay back. Thankfully, Karen didn't hear this, or I'd imagine she'd have been screaming at me again.
I'm just
yeah.
dumbfounded.
I finished up the first row and I looked over. Karen was still there waiting and glaring at me like I had murdered her family.
Oh, God.
Her son looked at me like he was about to drop dead of sheer boredom, and I don't blame him. Watching me deliver mail is not exactly the most entertaining thing in the world. I don't get why she wouldn't just go home and come back a few hours later. Like, what did she think she was going to prove by standing there and glaring at me the whole time I was working? So before I got started on the second row, I made a quick call to my supervisor at the post office and let her know everything that had happened.
Good call.
She told me that if Karen should approach me again, I needed to start filming with my phone so that there would be video evidence. This is what sealed Karen's fate in the end and saved me from wrongful SA accusations.
I can't believe that, man. I cannot believe that.
So I'm glad she told me to do it. So I get back to work, open all the boxes on the second row, and start delivering. The kid was back watching me, but this time he moved right up to me and reached into one of the mailboxes as I put a magazine into it like he was going to grab it. He is 10.
Dude, you are kidding me.
He is too old to be behaving this way.
Way too freaking old.
I grabbed him by the wrist, pulled his hand out, and pinned it to his chest with a finger, and then told him in a very low, serious voice that if he did that again, things were going to get nasty. So what does that kid do? He reaches into the box, pulls the magazine out, and tears it in half.
What?
Yeah, bro.
This is a Karen and a Kyle. This is a junior Kyle.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I'm enraged. Like, I'm furious.
Could you imagine? I'm just trying to work, bro. I'm just trying to make my money and deliver this mail.
Just let me put my thing. This dude had a system. His whole system's getting thrown off.
He kind of sounds like
Sheldon.
Yes.
He sounds like that's my seat. Yes. This is my routine, man. Leave it alone.
I got this.
Oh.
So at this time, I'm at the absolute end of my patience with these people. I flipped my lid. I started yelling at the kid. I started yelling at the Karen. The Karen started yelling at me. I pulled out my phone and I started filming her. She went on a rampage. She started flipping all my trays of mail over, throwing it all over the place, throwing packages around, reaching into open mailboxes and throwing mail from them onto the ground. And I got it all on film while I was trying to stop her. She kept saying, "Don't you put your hands on me or I will scream
the R word.
Grape." Then she pulls out her phone and calls the police. She tells them that the mailman has tried to force himself on her, and she needs officers there.
She didn't.
As I am filming everything, it's like she doesn't even live in reality.
None of these Karens do.
No. Then just stands there amid the mess with the triumph, evil little smile on her face, like, I got you and I know it. Now I'm going to watch you burn.
What a see you next Tuesday, man. Mm-hmm. Holy cow. Woo.
I stopped filming and called my supervisor. My supervisor calls the police and the postal inspectors, who have the same authority as U.S. Marshals and handle all mail-related crimes. My supervisor shows up first. My supervisor gets there first. I explain everything that happened again, and I showed her the video. She starts ripping into Karen while the Karen keeps trying to say that I tried to grape her. My supervisor grabbed my phone and shoved it right up in front of Karen's face and said, "Yeah, biatch."
That's the one.
I can see that actually happened from the video evidence that shows nothing of the sort.
Mm-hmm.
The police showed up next and looked kind of at a loss for what they were supposed to do. The mail looked like a bomb went off. There's my supervisor screaming at Karen and not even letting her get a word in. There's her kid happily opening up as many packages as he can get his hands on, which I didn't even notice until then.
Dude, this ain't Christmas.
Right? Okay, Brindley. No, I'm just kidding. Brindley would never.
No, God, she would not. Yeah, I know. That's what this kid needed.
They finally decided that they had gotten an attempted grape call, so they were going to cuff me and read my rights, but my supervisor intervened, showed them the video, and told them what really happened.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Can you imagine they were going to even just put him in cuffs?
Yeah.
Even just for... Anyway. Then the postal inspector showed up. Postal inspectors have no sense of humor. I think it's surgically removed when they take the job. They also take no BS from anyone. They looked at the mess. They looked at the video. They looked at my statement. They arrested Karen for tampering with the mail and for allowing a minor in her care to open mail not addressed to her. My supervisor had to send 4 other carriers over to help clean up the mess, and we were there well after dark getting it all sorted out and put into the boxes. Quite a few of the other residents had gathered to watch, and some stuck around to chat a bit while we were cleaning up. I explained what all had happened, and some of them were well aware of Karen and what a complete Karen she could be.
Oh my gosh.
She's already made a name for herself, even though she's new.
Yeah, a couple weeks in, and the lady already has a reputation.
So Karen went to trial. I was brought in to give my version of events.
Trial.
In the end, Karen was sentenced to 3 years in prison and had to pay $250,000 in fines. And I got off. I'm sorry, I'll do this again. And I got off. I love this. I'm so freaking happy, right? I love this. Okay. And I got a week off work to deal with my own anxiety over the whole thing. People, I don't care how mad you are or what you think you're doing, you do not F with the mail. You will go to prison for it.
You will go to prison.
You will go to prison.
That is on that. What a great final story.
To end it.
Way to end
When
it.
I read it, I was like, this is my final one.
Oh my
This is it.
gosh. I am just like in my head imagining this scene like play out where
Yeah.
this lady is just throwing mail and opening, her kids just sitting in the corner, just breaking
Open.
everything. Chaos.
And a 10-year-old at that. You're not a toddler.
No, way too old to be acting
And
like that.
my baby.
Not my child.
Your baby's gonna end up in prison too because you don't treat him how to, or you have not taught him how to act.
Here's the deal. This is something that the education field has taught me. If parents don't correct the behaviors, the law sure will.
Okay.
The law sure will. So sit on that.
Well, there we have it. It's
Karens are
14 weeks of freaking Karens.
Why did I choose 14 weeks? Why couldn't we do 4? 14 is way too many.
Yeah, 16 Karens would have been enough. No, it was.
Yeah.
It's been a Karen full summer.
A Karen full summer. What a wonderful thing.
Oh.
So we'll get these polls, this week's polls put up. You'll be able to vote. And then next week we'll probably have like just a little breakdown recap of the winners for each week and then how that bracket played out.
Yeah.
So make sure that you vote. And I can't wait to see you guys when we talk about it. But spooky season is our next, like how we're kicking off season 6. Can you believe it?
Yeah,
season
and
6.
we don't have all the logistics down because that's what we say every time we tell you we don't know because, we have ideas, but we don't know how it's going to work. But we plan on taking our stuff with us to the Northeast.
Yes.
And so hope to give you guys some video and just chatting in our little road trip to Salem, to Niagara Falls, all the things. So
yeah, it's going to be fun. We'll get those little portable mics that you just hold on to, something, I don't know. But anyway, we'll see you guys next week with our recap and our winner, our ultimate Karen.
Yes.
And then we'll see you guys again in October for spooky season. I'm Bianca.
And I'm Hannah.
And we are
Taking Back Sunday. Remember when we thought there was a mouse?
That was a whole ass raccoon.
Oh, by the way, just real quick, I've been watching the security videos to see if this car is showing up in our driveway. And you know what is always showing up? A whole family of raccoons.
Oh,
every night. The mama goes and the little babies follow and they go back. Yeah, they're looking for food. It's super cute.
That is super cute. Have you seen the video? It's like I'm old, so it's a Facebook reel that I've seen where the lady, it's like 2 a.m. and the mom raccoon just drops her kids off on this lady's like balcony and leaves.
No, but that's hilarious.
It's so funny.
Bye now.
Yeah, she's like, I didn't realize that I was a babysitter, like a raccoon sitting
That's
service.
funny.
It is funny. I'll have to send
There's
you
a
the video.
squirrel that this lady leaves food for, and he brought a piece of food, I think. I saw a TikTok about it. So the lady leaves a little treats, and he brought her a treat.
My heart.
Yeah.
I love that.
I thought maybe it was like backwards in reverse, like they messed with it, but it was probably not. Who knows? I don't know. It was sweet either way. Okay, go
Either
ahead.
way. I love it. Okay.
We're already 8 minutes and we haven't done. Let's go. I keep forgetting that I hate the way I laugh on here, and I try to
oh no,
take it down a notch.
No, laugh. Be authentic.
I want to laugh, but I don't like.
I will. I laugh like that, so it's all right. Okay.
Go ahead. Sorry. I got to the store, grabbed a shopping cart because I was going to grab a couple other things while I was there, and walked straight to the toy department.
Can you just say that again? I'm sorry.
Yes. I think yeah.
You spun out for a second.
I get it. Oh, I'm so sorry. I forgot that part.
That was an aggressive line.
I let me fix it. Sit on and spin. No.
When you get to the elbow, the ride is done.
Okay.
Anyway.
I've never heard that before.
Really? I used to say it in high school. I think Tyler taught me that.
I've heard the sentence, but I'd never heard the elbow part.